Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to discuss about the endpoint security. Um, Here's one Microsoft documentation about manage endpoint security in Microsoft Intunes. I'll put the link below in the video and description area. Basically, it's Microsoft have some endpoint security. They have some baselines. They have some how to manage your devices in terms of antivirus, disk encryption, firewall, and also Microsoft Defender. So let's take a look at the overview of all devices. We have, see it's managed by, it's co-managed. This one is by ACCM, this is by Intune, and these are corporate. And for the compliance, we see it's all configuration manager. So if I navigate to my ACCM, if I open the property of the cloud attachment, property settings, if I go to workloads, the compliance is right now at ACCM. So today is just overview, but if you want to switch to the Intune, you can move this one and apply and refresh the policy on these devices. So I'll keep it as it is. We just this overview. So let's see what has a security baseline. These are the security baseline. This one, manage security baseline. It's a security baseline in Intune are pre-configured groups of settings that are best practice recommendation from relevant Microsoft security teams. Yep. So it's best practice and recommended by Microsoft that they have worked with most of their customers, and they come up with the security, they create some baseline that meet the overall recommendation that a device needs to be secured. But every company organization, they have their own security requirements. For example, if I open the security baseline for Windows 10, and if I create one, we just reviewing it, but you can create some more granular security using other from different area. So here, for example, app log, audit, if you want to enable audit, these are settings you need to enable it. And also the BitLocker, if you want to enable BitLocker, configure BitLocker, block write access to removable device, browser, connectivity, device card. These are settings available in this baseline. So you need to enable and setting scopes and do assignment and deploy it. I'm not going to do that. This is a pre-created baseline from Microsoft, like we have in ECCM compliance setting baselines that sometimes we create our own individual, or sometimes Microsoft have provided a bulk of compliance item in ECCM. If you come here to the asset compliance, under compliance settings, here you go. We have some baselines here. Here you go. These are the one I created, but sometimes Microsoft creates. So this is similar. It has for Defender, for Edge, and 365. The security task is when you have that one, you'll see this one. So the main part is in the under Manage, AntiVirus, Defender. So let's create one. Windows 10, Windows 11, and Windows Server. Oh, that's in the preview. Okay, I'll select the Windows 10 later. Windows Security Experience, Microsoft Defender, Microsoft Defender Antivirus Exclusion. I'll go with the security. I'll call test. And the security settings here, Windows Security. It's just Windows Security. Enable tamper protection, hide account protection area, hide the family option, Windows Security app notification. So these are the settings you need to enable in this to configure it and deploy. I'm going to close this one. Let's go with the, oh, we have also for Mac OS. Let's go back for Defender Antivirus. Let's see what we have inside there. Turn on cloud delivered protection, Microsoft Defender Antivirus exclusion, real-time protection. In my couple last videos, we went over to enable Defender using the device configuration profile, where we manually enabled choose the settings to enable. But these are the Microsoft create a separate section that are specifically for security related configurations. These are available already able Microsoft created for us. It's listed here. You can just go and enable it and deploy. Versus we need to find each settings manually from the configuration profile. Scans, updates, and how often, how to check for security interest updates. So these are you can enable, go through this section and enable the Defender here on your device. The other section is disk encryption. If you want to enable the BitLocker to encrypt your disk, let's select the Windows 10 later, BitLocker, and select, let's give it a name test. BitLocker, enable full disk encryption for OS and fixed drive. You click yes or no, requires storage card, BitLocker fixed drives, BitLocker OS drive settings, removable drive. These are the, we used to do it from group policy on our on-premise environment, but now it's just on ACCM. But now you can enable these settings from Intune on security endpoints. We already enabled the disk encryption using the device configuration profile. If I open my one client, we enabled from device. Let me log in. To log in, I'll show you if I go to device, device configuration profile. Here, enable Defender and enable BitLocker. And these are the properties, the settings we choose to enable. If I click edit, okay, this 10. Where's the settings? Here you go. There you go. Microsoft Defender, Windows encryption. Here you go. So now if I go back to endpoint security, disk encryption, create policy, Windows 10, BitLocker, and Windows updates are available. Okay, never mind. So if I go here and go to PCs, let's see why it's not what I get here. Okay, here, because this is, I deployed the policy, now it's asking me encryption needed. Your work and school requires this device to be encrypted. This is coming from the device configuration here. Profile, enable BitLocker encryption, succeeded, device status, all succeeded, and why it's showing here this one. Okay, let me, okay, are you ready to start encryption? I don't have any drive. Yes. Now it's asking me save to Azure AD. Next. Okay. Start sync. Now it's coming here. Now if I go to settings here, counts, work school, open this one, information. See this one, these are the policies being deployed, BitLocker, and also Defender. So now it's going. So coming back to the endpoint security, disk encryption. So we can enable from here. We don't need to go to it's a one dashboard for all security, antivirus and disk encryption, BitLocker. We don't need to go to use that the configuration profiles. I will see similar settings available for us here. There you go. We just enable it and deploy it and assign it to all devices. Okay. So firewall, if you want to manage your firewall, you can create similar firewall policies. Let's go Microsoft Defender Firewall. For Defender, these are Defender policies. Yeah, these are all give you the settings, and you need to configure, enable, choose enable or yes or not configured, how you want to configure your firewall for your Defender. Endpoint detection responses. These these are part of Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. This right now I don't have a subscription. I need to subscribe. If I come scroll down here, for example, configuring Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, set up a connection to Intune via Microsoft Defender Security. If I click, open it here. Now it's asking me, I don't think I have it. We'll see. See, no subscription found. Let's go to the main page. So this is the page for the Defender. See it. So you can read about it, and if you want, you can subscribe as a trial and test it out. See this one. If you want to enable on off, I don't have subscriptions for that reason. So these one surface attack reduction and endpoint detection response is part of Microsoft Endpoint, Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. Once we have that subscription, we will be able to use this one. These are connected with, it's integrated with Intune also. So you can go to the Defender for Endpoint portal to manage all, and you can also view the details here. Device compliance, as I mentioned, it's at the ECCM, not here. Once we switch the workload to ECCM to Intune, they will be able to see here. Conditional access is another great feature at Azure AD. I have P1 and P2, I think P2, but you need to have, I think P2, I have to check that one license. Um, P1, or I think P1 probably also work with this. Well, I'm not sure, we have to check. So you can enable content access on devices to meet based on the compliance. You will suggest whether to enable access to the on your work environment or application. That's another thing. That's another topic we'll discuss later. It's a different area, but this is also part of security. It's very helpful. Most organizations use this. That's all. If you have any question, if you want to get more details, how you want to configure these settings, please let me know. And also, there's a Microsoft documentation. Please go through this and has all details. See this one, it points out use device compliance policy, role-based access control, set up integration with Microsoft Defender for endpoint. There's a documentation you can follow and integrate with Intune, permission granted by endpoint security manager roles. Okay, avoid policy conflicts. Yep, that's another thing, because if I enable the disk encryption antivirus, it's going to conflict with my existing configuration profiles with this one because it's already deployed. I need to remove from here and enable it from here. So it's good practice to put all security configuration into one place. So it's one dashboard. I really like it. Microsoft did a good job putting in a different dashboard all the securities. Thank you guys. If you please comment and please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.